Morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. I hope you had a fantastic weekend here in Arizona. The only good news was the Cardinals didn't play. Yeah, that was about it. The Suns stink. Cardinals stink. All the sports teams here stink. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough being an Arizona fan out there right now. But how about the Broncos? Wow. Pretty impressive. Anyone that beats the Cowboys is a huge favorite of mine. They got the World Series going on, right? So we got at least some distraction out there. It's going to be an interesting week. We got the Asian Summit going on. The Treasury Secretary was out saying, "Okay, we've got a truce. We got a truce with China." Xi and Trump are going to meet Thursday, and it appears that China's going to buy some soybeans, and we're not going to hit them with a 100% tariff, and I don't know. That's all I know. Maybe a delay of the Chinese rare earth thing. We'll have to wait and see. But Canada, not as lucky. They got an extra 10%. Why? Because the president, they just made him mad. Made him mad about the commercials that they were running. And then in case you missed it, apparently now we're sending an aircraft carrier over to Venezuela. Yeah, so I know they're mad. What can I say? They're probably threatening to take over the United States or something like that. So we'll blow up some more boats, and I don't know. Looks like maybe a little more than that. Some people actually are okay with that. They are. I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, why not take over Mexico and Colombia? Let's take over the whole Central America. Let's just take it all over. What the heck? Take over Canada. Well, remember, right? Trump wanted Canada to be the 51st state. I don't know. It's getting kind of ridiculous. There is rate decisions coming out. We know that the Fed will do it this week. We're expecting a 1/4 of a point, and dare I say, dovishness on top of it. We will also get earnings from most of the Mag 7, Microsoft, Alphabet, Meta, Apple, Amazon. So it will be a busy week there as far as that goes. The government is still shut down, so we do not have any of the government reports. It's been kind of different, right? Kind of weird. Yeah, I know. It's like, maybe, the way Wall Street's reacted, Wall Street's on an all-time record. Maybe we don't need them. Let's just stop giving it. They make it up anyway, right? None of it's very accurate. Why not? You know what? Maybe we can just save some money right there. Make that permanent. You know what? You're all fired. Get rid of all of it. I'm for it, actually. If we get rid of it, why not? The other big thing, and this is big, is as of this morning, the Trump administration sticking to its guns that they are not going to send out the food stamp benefits. So right now, 41, 42, 43, depending on the account, let's count. Everyone likes to count a little different. Will go without food stamps if Congress doesn't vote to reopen the government. This is out of the Agriculture Department. The well has run dry. This will be, at this time, there will be no benefits issued November 1st. So this weekend may be really ugly. Yeah, right now they're saying 41.7. We're around 42 million people, about 12.5% of the population, depending on the states. Now, states vary. You have states that it's less than 5% of the population. You got other states. Listen, these are states I don't want to be in. 21% of the population. Food stamp spending, $100 billion is roughly what this, at least the SNAP part of it, because you got to remember there's other stuff. There's WIC and this and that, right? There's other stuff. But right now, there are no more, well, I guess they say that there is some form of contingency fund, but those funds are only available to supplement regular monthly benefits when amounts have been appropriated but are insufficient to cover benefits. So I guess what they're saying is, hey, we have some like emergency dollars, but we're not going to use it. And I don't think it'd be enough anyway, right? You know, that's kind of the other side of it. So, yeah, they're saying that these emergency funds, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, you know, stuff of that nature, we'll see. I mean, they figured out a way to pay the military. Of course, they had some billionaire write a big fat check. I don't know. Elon Musk wants, what, $1 trillion? To stay on at Tesla, maybe he can write a check for the food stamps. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. Quick look in here. The Dow's up 200. The S&P's up 60. The Nasdaq's up 350. The 10-year note is up 403. Kind of going the wrong way, especially with, well, I guess we'll see. We've got the rate cut meeting, so maybe they're hedging their bet. Crude oil, $62. Gold and silver going to the woodshed today. Gold is down 130. 39.82. Ouch. Silver down 234. 46.18, and you know what I'm going to tell you. Bye. All of these dips. This is not, I know as much as they want it to be, oh, well, you know, it did this back in, you know, 07 or 08. It did it again in, during the financial crisis. It did it, in 2011, this is not your parents' gold and silver markets. No. This is nothing close. But, listen, this is to be expected. We've been telling you for the last few weeks, like, even our buying, if you guys want to sell, do it early. Why? Because we're being mean? No. Because I'll be honest, gold is going to go up and down hundreds of dollars a day. I just don't know which way. Here's the best part. If I did know which way, I wouldn't be doing this show. I'd be one of those guys. Remember that guy? Oh my gosh, some Trump buddy shorted Bitcoin and made $1 billion, right? Yeah, that would be me, right? I don't know. Every day is different.
We do know it's going to go up as long as we have money printing, increasing the supply of money. We know it's going up because there's less gold for every dollar printed. We just don't know how it's going to go up. Joe's just trying to tell you, look, don't look to us to know the exact timing of it. We'll make our predictions. You know, we have our flow and feel for it, but Joe is right. It's hard to predict exactly how it's going to go up, and never goes straight up, does it, Joe? So think of the run we've been on, though, since essentially 2024.
Well, you know, the only downfall of being on a run like this, where essentially gold went up, let's just call it $1,000 in like 10 weeks, right? Is that when it pulls back 300 or 400 of it, you get a little antsy. Silver got even more. I don't even know what it's. Silver went up something like 70% or something like that. But here's the thing. We're going to get rate cuts this week. They now, think about what you have to believe. They called last week's inflation report mild. 3% is now mild inflation. Yeah. See, that's how quickly things happen,
redefine.
Right? I mean, 3 years ago, 3% inflation, people were pulling their hair out, right? Now it's just mild. It's just mild. It's okay. Of course, we know it's a whole lot more than that. But here's the good news, because we've been telling you, we do have all the winners. Texit, strong here. 530 something, 533, something like that this morning. Again, volume's been fantastic, which we love to see. So make sure you've got yourself completely diversified. You got to have your gold, got to have your silver, got to have your Texit. For those of you that want to buy gold and silver with Texit, because there's some people out there that didn't quite understand. You don't have to be on Coinbase or Kraken. You don't have to go to Biconomy or Dextrade or Pionex or any of the exchanges. You do it right. As long as you've got your cold storage wallet coin, dude, we can walk you through it. It's quick. It's easy. There's no fees. You don't really have to do anything other than have your cold storage wallet coin.
You just give us your receive code. And Joe and I plug that into our phone, and we buy the gold and silver off you. You can come right in here to Colorado. You can go right in there to Arizona. Say, Joe, what do you got? I want to cash some out. And Joe's like, well, here's my receive code. Send it to me, and here's your gold and silver. Same thing here. And this goes with anybody. You can anybody else that has Texit coin on their app on their phone. If they're willing to take Texit coin for whatever it is, that is the easiest way. We just can't guarantee that the Texit coin wallet is going to be there for everybody in all instances. So that's why we encourage you to get on the exchanges, because at some point you may have to go there. But it's easy here. It's easy.
Yep. I just wanted to point that out to people. The meetings this week, the mini meetings here in Phoenix, are booked. They are completely booked. And they're going to be, I will announce hopefully later this week, the next round of mini meetings. Remember, those meetings are to get you on the exchanges. You do not have to be on the exchanges, obviously, to use your Texit to buy gold and silver. And, of course, you can still use your gold and silver to buy Texit. So there you have it. I just wanted to let people know, those people, if you are not going to make the mini meeting, please call us and let us know so we can call somebody else. There's people that want to go. So in any event, just wanted to throw that out there. But Jason, we're sitting here and we're watching this whole thing, and I'm wondering, is this just gamesmanship from the Republicans, thinking that the Republicans will fold and pass the budget, or are they really going to shut off the food stamps? That would be, I think that this will be a big test. This will be a test. I can't think of anything bigger. If the government shut off the food stamps and people, how long could they go without it? I know because I used to be in retail, as all of you know. Now, granted, there wasn't 40-something million people on it when I was in retail, but there was still a lot. There were still, that's not kidding. I mean, there's still, 20 million people. any money at the end of the month. You can see it. Why are sales so down this month? It's the end of the month. Yeah. And then, boom, as soon as the food stamp benefits, you know what? The other thing is, it'll be interesting to see what happens to Walmart and Kroger. Right? Well, without the food stamps. I don't know.
Well, on top of that, they have steal your Thanksgiving. You brought that to the air last week.
Well, that's what they're saying they're going to do. If they don't get the food stamps, everybody online is saying they're just going to steal the food.
Well, but you could always have, it doesn't really matter. Don't worry about it. We'll give $40 billion to Argentina because they need it more than you guys need it.
That's right. And by the way, Milei won the election, so they're all happy about it. So that was during the shutdown. Apparently, we found money to bail out Argentina.
Yeah, twice as much.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
They only needed $20 billion, but for some reason, it had to be $40 billion. And then when I got the clip, when asked on the plane, Trump savage is like, "You don't know what's going on down there. You shut up. I'm giving them the money. You shut up." Yay. Government ceases to be any different no matter who's at the helm, Joe. It's money going to our friends. There's a huge billionaire that, when Milei won the election, and Joe was on the air, I was like, hey, this guy looks like he might be the real deal. And Joe was like, well, we'll see. Joe was actually more skeptical in a situation than I was. And
I wasn't buying it.
After a few months, just like when Trump got elected, a few months went by, I was like, Javier Milei sucks. Well, but you protect your buddies. And there was a huge billionaire who put a bunch of money, bought all kinds of Argentina bonds. He's in a big hole. That's where the bailout's coming from, Joe. You got to save your friends, right? And you know how bad it is? This billionaire who bought all these Argentina bonds is backwards, right? Then here comes the bailout money. It was supposed to be $20 billion. Then it miraculously turned into $40 billion. He bought more. He bought more Argentina bonds. The money was coming. He bought more because they're buying them for him. He's making money in the bailout side. It's so horrible, guys. What's going on? This is why you got to take care of yourselves. There ain't nobody in Washington, D.C. going to take care of you.
Yeah. They're not going to look at it. They look after themselves.
Unless you're a billionaire in the club. You got to be a billionaire in the club. As long as you got that going on, then Argentina, yay. Kill Venezuela and save Argentina. We don't even trade with Argentina. It's like a zero-sum game. There's like no trade going between the two countries. It's just
Argentina.
They want to use dollars. That helps, I guess.
They do want to use dollars, and of course they want to use crypto. Let's not forget that. And they trade a lot with China. I mean, that's what they do now. The good news is Argentina was in so much trouble that they got rid of their trade policies, which made their soybeans really cheap, and the Chinese went and bought them all as we were bailing them out, right? But don't worry, guys. Listen, you farmers and ranchers out there, don't worry. Trump's got it. Even though now he's saying, remember, he's going to buy a bunch of cattle from Argentina. He says that's how he's going to bring down cattle prices. I'm sure the ranchers in Wyoming and Colorado, Texas, I'm sure they're really happy about that. But it does look like, at least according to the Treasury Secretary, China's going to buy some soybeans from us, finally. Wow. They haven't bought any this year. And that's a big deal because, I'll be honest, every year before this year, for at least in recent memory, China's the number one buyer of our soybeans. It's not like, they bought a little here. No, they bought most of them. Not so much anymore.
Well, Milei did have 3 meme coin crypto pump and dumps since he's been elected. They all crashed, sucked the money right out of the systems. Yeah. Hey, they had their crypto. No pump and dump with Texas coin. I mean, we've lasted already, I think, 5 times, 10 times longer than the pump and dumps that went on in Argentina. So, but the president in Argentina that does pump and dump meme coins and is selling off all the assets of the country to the biggest companies across the world. Let's give him $40 billion. He needs it, Joe. He's been a good boy. He's on the good guy bus, and we got to make sure he's supported. So
yeah. So it makes no sense. It really doesn't.
Well, it makes sense. Just, you take care of your friends. They just don't happen to be our friends. We could only have friends like that.
I wish, right?
I mean, I don't know if I wish that, but I mean, financially, my pocketbook would wish that. Yes.
Yes. You're right. You're a good point. I don't really want that, but hey, my pocketbook would love that. I do want to point out. So on November, I don't know. There are some states that are saying that they're going to find the money for food stamps.
Oh no.
I don't know if they can, though. What I mean by that is, do they have the ability to load the food stamp card? Right? I don't know. Even if they want to, can they? Right? Because this is a federal government program. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Do they send the money to the state? And if the states load the cards and they just get the money from the feds, then I guess they could. I just don't know, right? We'll see. I'll say this. If you're on food stamps and open somebody on food stamps, consult with your state as to whether or not you're going to have any food stamps. Can you imagine just what a great thing? I know how to protest. I'll tell them how to protest. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here on this Monday. The gold down 120, 39.93. Silver now down $2. So silver's coming back here, but still big down day here. $4,650 on silver today. Right now, a $20 gold piece is what? $41.50. $41.50. Take advantage of that. I'll get you some prices on silver here as well at the next break to let you know where we're going there. Prices down significantly. I think Silver Eagles hit like over 31,000 like this time last week. Yeah. We're well below that. Well, and again, remember, inflation's very tame. It's just tame. It's just 3%. So the 3% that they tell us about. But back to, we'll finish on this food stamp thing. If you really want to make an impact, obviously can't condone stealing food, right? That doesn't help anybody. But if you're in one of those states and you know that you don't have your food stamps and you guys go to the store, could you imagine if everyone did it? They just loaded their carts up and they get to the checkout, right? And then their card gets declined and you're like, oh, well. And you just walk out and you leave, the store's got to put it all back. I mean, it'd be terrible, right? People would be, oh my gosh, everyone would be so annoyed. Could you imagine, right? Just cartfuls of go-backs and nobody can check out because, like, the checkouts are just full of groceries that got to be returned. I don't know. Something's got to give. I don't know. I don't know that the Democrats are going to do it. I'm going to go with this, Jason. At the last minute, they're going to come up with something and give the food stamps out because I do. I think that would that cause rioting of some sort? I think it would. Maybe not everywhere, but definitely in certain places, unless the states can figure it out. I saw that Louisiana's trying to figure it out. A few other states are trying to figure it out. I mean, again, I don't know if they can or not. I don't know how the cards get loaded, but if the states are the ones loading the cards, you would think most of the states would probably figure out a way to make it happen.
I think, yeah. I think the shutdown is going to push past Halloween. I think it's going to next week. But just because there's a shutdown doesn't mean we can't give some money out, though. I mean, when it comes down to it, it doesn't really matter that much. This is not a part of the budget. We'll just this is we're expecting the end of the shutdown type money, and we'll refill those cards. Maybe they'll even they'll put their toe in the water and just see what a couple of days of no food stamp payments actually do. Well, we got to see, because this might actually happen.
Just go the weekend.
This might actually happen in the future. We got to see how bad it really is. We'll test it, right?
Because that'd be what, Saturday morning would be the first.
I don't know when they get that. I don't know when they get their stuff, but if anyone out there is getting some government assistance, let us know what is the day you get your reload. I don't know that exact day, Joe, but
they may be different for people. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know if it's twice a month. I don't know if it's once a month. I don't know if it's weekly. I don't know what it is, but they could shift it around. Maybe they could take some of that Argentina money back and get some people.
Well, Trump said today, we made money on those bonds. Oh, well, there you go. Right?
They made money on those bonds? Yeah.
Well, because, the bonds went down. The yields went down because Milei won the election, so they're happy, right?
Yes. More like a billionaire paid you some of his losses so he didn't have to incur all of them. Is that what happened?
Yeah, something like that. How about this? There is good news, guys. The IRS.
That's not good news.
No, it is. I think it was Friday. I guess the people that are still at the IRS that are necessary have found at least some sensibility. And for all of you out there that do Zelle and Venmo and stuff like that, remember Janet Yellen had it down to $600. Anybody that does $600, you need to get a 1099.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That is no longer. Now, I don't know if this applies for this year, but under the big, beautiful bill, you will now go back to what it used to be. So for this year, as an example, for 2025, it was $2,500. Last year for 2024 is $5,000, and then starting in 2026, it was supposed to be $600. It's going back to $20,000, and the number of transactions exceeds 200. So if you right now, I think that goes right back to the old rule: $20,000 and at least 200 transactions. So I don't know if you do like 50,000, but you do it in 199 transactions. It sounds like you may not get one. So, but obviously consult your tax guy. But Jason, at least a little sensibility here, because let's face it, this is how a lot of things get done in the world today. Even like for Texas, we take Zelle, Venmo, right? Stuff like that. I think a little bit of common sense, at least coming out of this part of the IRS, going back to these rules. $600 is just ridiculous. But at least for those of you, could you imagine like buying a pair of Broncos tickets?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that'd probably put you over. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wait, we actually wanted to sit in the lower bowl. Well, that was over $600. Here comes a 1099. Yeah, so I wanted to highlight that. I thought that was good news, Well,
maybe they need to chase crypto guys more than Venmo guys this year.
I do know one of the Trump sons reiterated that he wants zero capital gains for crypto. I saw it over the weekend.
But no other country in the world has it. No other country in the world has it.
Well, again, remember why I keep telling you how all these exchanges hate the United States. That's a part of it, right? Because they got, we don't want to have to do all this reporting. That's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work. We don't want to do it. Well, we'll see. Hasn't happened yet. I don't know. That'd be a lot of bucks, right? That'd be a lot of bucks. Hey, we'll be back right after the 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason. Man, I'm just looking at these silver inventory reports. I don't know how this is going to work. I know, you look at, silver got what? What did it get? Did it get to $54, something like that? Now it's down to 46.5. There's no silver. China. The vaults in China are dropping like crazy. Now, China needs way more silver than anybody else. It's not even close. Like, as an example, the vaults here in the U.S., listen, we don't even have 500 tons, which sounds like a lot. It's not. China needs like 3 times that amount to be normal. Why? Because all the stuff that uses silver is built in China. Literally. I mean, not all this stuff, but you get my point. London doesn't even have 100 tons. And by the way, I want to say 15 days in a row now. I got to count it. Yeah, 15 straight days in a row. Silver flowing out of the COMEX. 35 million. Now, that's over 1,000 tons. Heck, it's almost 1,100 tons. I mean, they're talking about at the COMEX, where like 100 tons a day are coming out of the COMEX because it's been getting worse as this drags on. Last week alone, Shanghai's vaults lost 15% of all the physical silver. And there's no vault, really, Jason, there's no vault. Yes, there are still 6.8 billion ounces of silver above ground. That's what? Not quite an ounce for every person. Right? There's less than an ounce of silver for every person on the planet right now. Most of it, though, is in coins, jewelry, industrial stockpiles, right? Now, then you're like, oh, whoa, uh-oh. So how much actual silver is there? And right now, the gap between what's available and what is physically, I guess, where it needs to be has never been worse. So when we think about, is this, remember we started the show, this is not your gold and silver markets of yesteryear, where they have these spikes up, they hammer it, and then it stays down like a wounded dog for another decade and then tries to rally again. The bleeding doesn't seem to stop. Even this morning, more silver flowing out of these vaults. And Jason, it's just a matter of time, right? Because right now, listen, the paper guys are going to make their money. And they should. You got to look at this for what it is, a buying opportunity. Look at case of Silver Eagles today. $28,750. You're like, oh, so that's still a lot. Well, it was 31,000. This literally it may have been 32 this time last week. A roll of Silver Eagles. They were I think they were at $1,235 a piece, a roll. They're $1,155 right now. Silver rounds. right? Silver rounds, I mean, what are they, $1,125? 5-ounce silver bars? Man, boy, they get really expensive. But 5-ounce silver bars, $255. They were over $300. Rolls of dimes, $175. Remember, rolls of dimes got over 200 by they're like 205 or 210 bucks. Rolls of quarters, $3.50. Rolls of half dollars, $3.55. Our sale price was still better, right? That tells you how great of a sale it was. We still do have some half-dollar rolls at $3.45. So I'll get you the extra $10 there if you want to jump in on it. But I think the big thing here is when we look at what the world is doing. Yes, do we have an inflated stock market? Sure, of course we do. But we should. Why am I saying we should? Well, because we keep printing money, right? They're bailing everybody out. Listen, the Fed, I don't be shocked if quantitative tightening comes to an end this week. If it does, that will tell you how bad the problem really is. There is no liquidity in these markets. What does that mean? Well, that means you get exaggerated price moves. But there's no liquidity. And in the case of precious metals, there's no liquidity except for the actual physical buying of the metals. Right? That's it. And guess what? They love this price drop. They're actually buying more silver today than they did last Monday. Uh-oh. It's Radio News Hour, final segment. 800-951-0592, final segment here on this Monday. Remember, we got the Fed meeting. We got a bunch of Fed meetings. Expect rate cuts on Wednesday. We've got the Trump-Xi meeting. And then we've got the whole government shutdown, food stamp thing, and anything else that may come across the radar. Those of you, don't forget the mini meeting tonight in Chandler, and then again tomorrow. If you want to get some more Texit, now is the time as we are approaching 43,000 miners. Remember, so like 7,000 miners before we hit 50,000, and then, well, it just gets less generous, right? That's the ability to get BOGO hash will go away. So jump in 800-951-0592. Again, $20 gold pieces, $41.50. Tell you what, 10 or more, $41.25. And then U.S. Silver Eagles. Tell you what, you want a case of Silver Eagles? $28,500. $28,500. So you're going to save $250 on a case of Silver Eagles today at 800-951-0592. That's $3,000. I went back and looked. That's $3,000 less than what they were a little over a week ago. And just remember, every $500 is a dollar. So it's $6 less. Of course, the problem is the Silver Eagle premiums have jumped. Right? We're now paying $1 more an ounce than we were going back just, a week and a half ago. So, Jason, kind of makes sense. Oh, wait, there's actually no physical silver. Let the paper markets play and make their money. But at the end of the day, supply and demand is where the markets end up. And this is why we keep saying, listen, they're both going higher. It's never going to be a straight line. And yes, because the prices are so big now, You're going to have big moves just to get down to the 200-day moving averages. I mean, the 200-day moving average in gold's probably like, I don't even know exactly, but my guess is it's not even $3,500. That's how fast the price had moved. Same thing with silver. Silver's probably not even $40. So get used to these big swings.
Yeah, we not had a legitimate pullback in gold and silver in so long. Either it was going sideways or it was going up. So, it's going to happen. And, for those guys that are buying, I've been saying this the last 2 years, everyone that's bought gold and silver the last 2 years, congrats on all that, man. Every single chance to buy from 2024 all the way through 2025, you're doing well. You're putting it where it's going to be there where you need it, right, Joe? It's savings, they call it savings. It saves you when you need it, right? That's savings. So if you bought it a week ago and it's gone down, don't worry about it. It used to happen on a regular monthly or every couple of months, right, Joe? We'd go on out there and sell some gold and silver, and then it would come down real hard. Well, boy, it just keeps coming back, and it's all about the dollars being printed, Joe, and that they're not going to stop it. Now that they're going to give one little country in South America $40 billion, it's not happening. They're not stopping the printing.
800-951-0592. Jason and I, we're coming right back with the half-empty